Arrays we have started.
Yes, sir. We did till column major order.
Okay, so arrays, row and column both, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so arrays we have completed almost. Okay, few other things in arrays are like how you can search an element in an array, like how you can perform linear search in array. So those things are in your lab basically. Okay, linear search I think you can do, right? Suppose this is an array 2, 6, 5, 4, 8. Suppose these are the elements present inside this array. What is the size of this array? A of what? What is this array?
5.
So 5.
5, right? This is A
5.
of 5. And this indexing you can do as per your understanding. Okay, if you want to start this indexing from 0, you can start the for loop from 0. If you want to start this indexing from 10, you can start the for loop from 10 to whatever number you want. And here you can store the first number at A of 10, the first this first element. So if you want to perform linear search on this array or any kind of searching, okay, basically searching and sorting techniques we will see in your module 4th or 5th, I think. Okay, but few basic things you have seen in your last class also, in your PPL subject also, like linear search. Okay, what is the linear search? Suppose this is my array, and I want to search whether 4 is present inside this array or not. So what you can do? I want to search whether 4 is present inside this array or not. So what I can do?
Traverse the array.
Search every
Others?
element of the array one by one.
Yes,
So
linear search says that linear search. See the name, linear search. Linear means in a line, single, straight, linear search, one dimension. Okay, you have to traverse or you have to search every element of the array starting from the first one. Okay, means I will first check whether this A of, suppose this is A of 10. So I will search whether इसको 0 ही कर लो अभी वरना confuse रहोगे. A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4. You will check whether A of 0 is equals to 4 or not. Loop के अंदर basically A of I equal X or not. Then you will check whether A of 1 is equal 4 or not. इसी तरह sequentially you will keep on moving. Now if I ask you what could be the time complexity of this linear search, the best case. Best case means in which case you can get the result faster. Best case क्या होगा? Best case ये होगा कि 4 यहाँ पे रखा हो.
Index.
राइट, बेस्ट केस यही होगा ना कि 4 यहाँ पे रखा हो और हमें एक ही बार में मिल जाए. वी कैन गेट 4 एट वंस. सो बेस्ट केस कैन बी ऑर्डर ऑफ 1. व्हाट इज दिस ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 एक्सेट्रा? द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक आफ्टर टुडेज क्लास इज योर asynchronous lecture, that is time and space complexity. तो उसके लिए one asynchronous lecture I will be uploading today. Okay, I will mail you also. So before the next class, just finish that so that our module 1 can be finished. Okay, but it is something like this. Order of 1 means in 1 unit of time I can get my result that this 4 is present here. What could be the worst case? वर्स्ट
Order
केस क्या हो
of
सकता है? वर्स्ट
n.
केस हो सकता
Except
है,
the last.
पहला तो ये हो सकता है कि 4 प्रेजेंट ही ना हो. फर्स्ट वर्स्ट केस कैन बी कि 4 है ही नहीं यहाँ पे, 4 इज नॉट प्रेजेंट हियर, राइट. बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वर्स्ट केस इज 4 हो और वो आखिरी पोजीशन पे रखा हो. 4 यहाँ पे रखा हो, नॉट 8, कार्तिक, not 8. 4 ho, definitely 4 must be present, but 4 is at the last location of the array. So how many searches you have to perform? 1 search, 2 search, 3 search, 4 search and 5th search. मतलब जो array का size है, you have to perform that many searches, means order of 5. Yes or no? In the worst case. So suppose this array is of size n. There are n elements in the array. So worst case will be order of n. Yes or no?
Yes.
हो सकता है there are 1000 elements in the array from 0 to say 1000 ले लेते हैं, चलो 1001 elements are there in the array, and whatever element you want to search is present at the last location. इस location पे present है वो element. So you have to perform all the searches before this. ठीक है, पूरे 1001 elements you have to search to reach this. Okay, so this is the worst case for a linear search algorithm. इसी में थोड़ा सा इंप्रूवमेंट होता है बाइनरी सर्च एल्गोरिथम. बाइनरी सर्च एल्गोरिथम क्या करता है? डिवाइड्स दिस एरे इनटू 2 पार्ट्स. एक मिड कैलकुलेट करेगा. Okay, then it will check whether the element you are searching, suppose 4, whether that lies on the left hand side of the mid or right hand side of the mid, right? लेकिन उसके लिए सबसे पहले array को sort करेंगे. If you want to perform binary search, first you have to sort the same array. For example, this will be sorted like this: 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. This unsorted array, previous array, will be sorted like this in binary search I am talking about. Sorting is compulsory there. Okay, then you will calculate something known as a mid. Okay, suppose 5 is my mid. So now I will check the element which I want to search is on the left hand side of the 5 or on the right hand side of the 5. Right? Because now I can say that, right? Because this is 4, I have this sorted array. And if my mid is 5, definitely 4 will lie on the left hand side of mid. Yes or no? If this array is sorted, पहले से sorted है ये array. And 5 is my mid. 5 is the middle point of this array. है ना? Middle point कैसे निकालते हैं? एक दो वेरिएबल लेंगे, एक L लेंगे, एक R लेंगे. L is the left. लेफ्ट को रखेंगे ऑफ 0 पे. लेफ्ट को 0 पे सेट करेंगे. R को सपोज सेट करेंगे n-1 पे. R को सेट करेंगे यहाँ पे. L सेट करेंगे यहाँ पे, R सेट करेंगे यहाँ पे. तो मिड कैसे निकालेंगे? मिड विल बी L plus R by 2. L plus R by 2 मतलब this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. तो L है 0, R है 4. So 0 plus 4 by 2 कितना आया? 0 plus 4 by 2. आंसर आएगा 2. मतलब A of 2 पे जो रखा है वो हमारा मिड है. मतलब this 5 is my mid. This 5 is my mid. ये समझ आ रहा है ना सबको? तो किया होगा लास्ट क्लास में पीपीएल में. रेस्ट वी विल डिस्कस दिस अगेन, नो प्रॉब्लम, जब ये आएगा मॉड्यूल 4th या 5th में. But just for your revision, how we perform binary search? We first sort the array. First step is you have to sort the array. Second step is you have to take L left as 0, right as n-1, or you have to put L at the first position, R at the last position of the array. Then you have to calculate something known as mid. And mid is what? L plus R by 2. L plus R by 2. मतलब middle element क्या है array? Suppose my middle element is 5. Now I can check whether this 5 is less than or this 4 which I want to search. This is my search element X. Whether this 4 is less than 5. Now 3 possibilities can be here. Either this 4 can be less than 5, or this 4 can be greater than 5, or this 4 can be equals to 5. Right? There are 3 possibilities. First I will check whether this 4 is equal 5 or not. No, this is not equal. Okay, अगर equal हो गया तो बोल देंगे match found, but this is not equal. So we will check the second condition. Is this 4 less than 5? Definitely. So we will cut the array like this, that this will be my next part. Now I will calculate in this part only. इन दोनों को मैं सर्च ही नहीं करूंगा, दो सर्चेस कम हो गए डायरेक्टली. 6 और 8 को मैं सर्च ही नहीं करूंगा. अब इस पार्ट में क्या करूंगा? R को उठा के यहां से यहां रख दूंगा. मतलब I will shrink my array. I will shrink my array. Array को आधा कर दिया मैंने. Now I am not considering the 6 and 8. Right? Now I will shrink my array and again I will calculate the mid. L will be 0 only. R को उठा के मैं mid की जगह suppose रख दिया. So R will be 2. Now what will be the new mid? 0 plus 2 by 2. That is 1. Now 4 is my new mid. 4 is my new mid. Again I will check the 3 condition. Is 4 equal 4? Yes, match found. कितने सर्च लगे? 2 सर्चेस, राइट? पहली बार इससे सर्च करने में लगा, दूसरी बार इससे सर्च करने में लगा, राइट? एंड इन लीनियर सर्च में कितने सर्च लगते हैं? जब ओरिजिनली लीनियर सर्च में 4 यहाँ पे रखा हुआ था, ओरिजिनली लीनियर सर्च में 4 यहाँ पे था ना, स्टार्टिंग में नहीं था, 4 यहाँ पे था. तो लीनियर सर्च में कितने सर्च लगते हैं? 1 सर्च, 2 सर्च, 3 सर्च, 4 सर्च, राइट? इन लीनियर सर्च वी वर हैविंग 4 सर्चेस, एंड इन बाइनरी सर्च just with 2 searches we have got the final result. Okay, so the time complexity of this binary search is order of log n. Log कैसे आया? You will not understand this in a much detail right now. When we will reach in your next semester and you read data, design and analysis of algorithm, तभी ज़्यादा समझ में आएगा. But just keep this thing in mind that if you have any data structure or if you have any algorithm that do something like this, either it decreases the size of something in half every time, it decreases the size of something in half every time, ऐसा कुछ कर रहा हो, और इट इंक्रीजेस द साइज ऑफ समथिंग बाय डबल एवरी टाइम, तो वहां पे टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी में एक लॉग का कंपोनेंट डेफिनेटली आता है. विद एक्सपीरियंस यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस. अभी नहीं समझ आएगा, ठीक है? बाकी लॉग की प्रॉपर्टी भी यही होती है, राइट? इफ यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग लॉग विद बेस 2 सपोज, तो उसकी प्रॉपर्टी भी यही है दैट आइदर इट विल डू योर हाफ और इट विल डू द डबल. दैट इज व्हाई बाइनरी सर्च की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी होती है ऑर्डर ऑफ log n और लीनियर सर्च की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी होती है ऑर्डर ऑफ 1. ये वर्स्ट केस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी दोनों की. मींस वर्स्ट से वर्स्ट केस में इतना टाइम मुझे लगेगा बताने के लिए दैट वेदर माय एलिमेंट इज प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द एरे और नॉट. Which is smaller, log n or n?
Log n.
Which is smaller? Log n is smaller, obviously. Log n is smaller, right? You n की जगह 2 रख दो, यहाँ पे n की जगह 2 रख दो, तो log 2 की वैल्यू will always be less than original 2, right? Log 2 will be less than 2. Okay. So based on this time complexity, I can say that binary search is a better performing algorithm. Right? और भी searching techniques होती हैं, but generally binary search performs quite good in these conditions. This was just an example how you can analyze some algorithms. If someone says you there is a sorting technique known as bubble sort, तो ये पढ़ेंगे सब आएगा फोर्थ फिफ्थ मॉड्यूल में आएगा. Someone says you I have a sorting technique bubble sort, and someone says you I have a sorting technique insertion sort. Insertion sort. Now which of these is better? Now it depends. It depends first. The basic criteria is you compare their time complexities, which will perform good in worst case. In worst case, for example, in binary search and linear search also we have compared their worst case time complexity. ना binary search की भी worst case time complexity देखी हमने, that it is log n, and linear search time complexity also we have seen as order of n. This is their worst case time complexity, and we have compared their worst case time complexity. So any algorithm you want to analyze, the basic criteria, at least the first basic criteria is you analyze their worst case time complexity. Optimization of algorithm means what, Keshav? What optimization of algorithms?
Sir, as in optimization, as in how fast it works and how efficient it is.
हाँ, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन का मतलब है टाइम का. देखो ऑप्टिमाइजेशन में दो चीजें आएंगी, एक आएगा टाइम, एक आएगा स्पेस. If you want to analyze how optimized or how good an algorithm is, two things you have to compare. First is time and second is space. Okay, and you have to, there is a trade-off between these two. There is a trade-off between these two. If you need an algorithm that should take very less space in your memory, you have to compromise a little bit with the time. That algorithm will run a little longer than usual. If you need an algorithm that should take less time, but it can store or it can use a lot of space in your computer system, then you can go for the time element and you can reduce the space element. Okay, not directly, inversely you will say there is a trade-off word which we use. Trade-off word is a good word instead
Okay,
of
sir.
inversely. Trade-off word ही use किया करो. Inversely proportional को ऐसा कहीं लिखा नहीं है inversely proportional. There is always a trade-off. ठीक है, बाकी इसकी जो डिटेल्स है, there is a asynchronous lecture which I will be uploading today. उसको एक बार
Okay,
देख
sir.
लेना. So that will be completing our module 1. Okay, one last topic in module 1 is regarding structures. Module 1 बहुत ही छोटा सा, कुछ ज्यादा नहीं है. The basics we have seen that data structures, terminologies, linear data structure, non-linear, primitive, non-primitive, abstract data types, arrays. Today we will see structures, and after this your asynchronous lecture, that is time and space complexity वाला, वो देख लोगे. That will be finishing our module 1. From next week onwards we will start with module 2, that is your linked list. Okay, but to understand linked list, or first we see or we revise structures first. Structures you have read in your last class also. Okay, structures are what? They are heterogeneous data types. Okay, means like arrays, like in arrays you were storing common data items. Okay, you were creating an array of either integers only or characters only. Okay, but you cannot create an array in which you can have integers also and you can have character also, or you can have float number also. This was not possible in arrays, right? So to solve that problem, or other advanced data structure we have is a structure. For example, I want to create a structure for a person in which I want to store this person's ID, that could be an integer. I want to store this person's name, that can be a string or a character array in C and C++. I want to store this person's address, that can again be a string. I want to store that person's salary, that can be suppose float. Okay, so what I have different data types. One I have integer, other I have string, then again string, then float. If you want to store these heterogeneous data types, or these different data types together in the memory. Point is, we want to store them together in the memory. They should be at one place only. This is the main question. वरना तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं ना. I could have created a class in C++ named person. मैं class बना देता. In the class, I would have declared something like this. Int id. I would have declared something like this. Char name. है कि नहीं? If the main question here wasn't regarding putting them at one place, I would have created a class. और उस class में मैं सारी चीजें declare कर देता. But there is a problem in the class. In the class, I can do this perfectly fine, but they will be stored at different memory locations. ID will be put at जो भी free होगा वहां. Name will be put by operating system whichever the space is free. So whatever space is free inside our RAM, चाहे वो अलग अलग कोने में होंगी RAM की, they will be put at that place. Okay, but still, okay, but still, if we talk about structures and classes, you can do that. Okay, structures originally C से start हुए थे, C language है, because you would know C language में classes नहीं होती है, right? C is not a object oriented language, तो C में class नहीं होती है, obviously. That is why structures were started with C language, if you see. But C++ में आपके पास class का concept भी है, तो generally C++ में लोग क्या करते हैं, structures की जगह class ही बना देते हैं कभी-कभी. That हमें क्या करना है space से, वो तो operating system की tension है. Obvious सी बात है, right? You are not concerned with the space कि साथ में रखें कि दूर रखें. हमारा तो काम होना चाहिए ना खाली. So what I want to say is, overall conclusion is, this structure concept originally started from C. Okay, C++ maybe definitely it is there, but generally structures itself don't have a lot of meaning, you can say. Okay, generally we don't use structures a lot in our programming. Okay, इनका यूज पड़ता है to create next higher level data structures. जो आगे के data structures हम लोग पढ़ेंगे, to create more advanced data structures, then we need structures. कैसे और क्यों वो अभी देखेंगे, बट उससे पहले just let's revise the basic syntax for structures. What is the syntax for structures? You have to use the struct keyword. You have to use the struct. What is the keyword? What is the keyword?
So which cannot be used as a variable name. These are reserved names in a programming language.
Good.
They have
In any
defined
programming
meanings.
language, the basic unit or basic element is a token, right? Just like atom is the smallest unit, right, for a human body. फिर atom के बाद molecules वगैरह आगे बढ़ते रहोगे, so there is the smallest unit of a programming is a token. एक programming में from hash include something till the last bracket you put, everything is a token. This token have certain types. First is the keywords. Keywords are your reserved words. For example, if, else, for, while, do while, switch, main, class. These are keywords which cannot be used after any integer. For example, you write int x. You cannot write int class. You cannot write char class. You cannot write float class, which cannot be used as a identifier. That is a keyword. First thing. For example, this include. This include is a keyword. इसका अपना मतलब है जो प्रोग्राम को पता है. Next is your identifiers. Identifiers are the names which you give. For example, int के बाद क्या नाम दे रहे हो? X, Y, ABC. These are identifiers. What name you are giving to a class? Class person. So person is the identifier. Whatever new names you defined in the class, they are known as identifiers. Okay. Then you have literals. Literals are the data types. Int, char, float. ये सारे इन सबको literals बोलते हैं. Then you have operators, plus, minus, divide, multiply, etc. And last you have punctuators. So these 5 tokens are there. So everything you write in a program is a kind of token. For example, hash will come under operators. Include is a keyword. This is a operator. इसके अंदर iostream.h लिख रहा हूँ, keyword है, फिर operator है. Suppose you are writing int main like this. So int will be a literal, main will be a keyword, etc. etc. ये अभी मैंने फिर से इसलिए बता दिया because अभी Python भी पढ़ लोगे, Python में फिर से ये सारी चीजें आ रही होंगी, right? So every programming language will have its tokens. Python भी है ना सेकंड सेम में?
Yes, sir.
Now let's revise the basic structure for these structures. So to create a structure, you have to use the keyword struct. After struct, you have to write the structure name. For example, I want to create a structure. Now, better please keep your mic off. Silence. Mayank Verma. Okay. So you have to use the keyword struct, and then you have to write the structure name student, and then you can write all the data types you want. For example, I want integer ID, I want a string name, I want say a float salary or a double salary, not float even. I want a double salary. This is how I can create a structure, right? After this, you have to create something known as structure variable, जिसकी मदद से we will access this structure. For example, I create a structure variable stu, and then you have to put a semicolon. So either you can create a structure variable just after the structure like this, or suppose in the main also you can create the structure variable. कैसे create कर सकते हैं main में? You can write struct student and then structure variable stu. Okay, so this structure variable just like an object of a class. जैसे class में object बनाते थे ना, with the help of that object we used to access all the functions and all the variables of the class. Remember, in the class, for example, suppose the student would have been a class, तो उस क्लास के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते थे ना मेन में जाके.
Yes, sir.
Remember everyone? Right? So we used to create object for a class. उसी तरह यहाँ पे structure के लिए we have created a structure variable. So either you can create a structure variable just after the structure like this, or you can also create it in main or any other function also. कहीं पे भी जाके ऐसे create कर सकते हैं. Now what is the use of this structure variable? Any element you want to access, either ID, name or salary, you have to access with the help of this structure variable itself. For example, if I want to access ID, I want to perform scanf, or I want to enter some values in this ID, you have to use the dot operator, stu dot ID, and then you can enter any value, say 10. You have to use dot operator to access any values. Okay, so there are two ways to insert some values inside this structure. First is I can directly give values to this structure variable here itself. For example, stu equals, जैसे arrays में भी करते हैं ना, arrays में भी if you want to create a array say a of 5, so उसमें directly भी values हम लोग यहीं पे दे सकते हैं. We can assign values directly like this instead of scanf etc. 3 4 5 like this. So a of 0 पे 1 store हो जाएगा, a of 1 2 will be stored, a of 2 3 will be stored, etc etc. So in the same way we can assign values to this structure elements also. For example, stu equals to, first is ID, so I can write the value for ID, say 10. That second is name, so say I can write Aman. Then it's salary, which is in double, so I can write suppose 75600.8, something like this. So what will happen? 10 will go and store in ID, Aman will go and store in name, and this value will go store in salary. Now in the main function, suppose in the main function I want to print. In the main function, I want to print what is inside this ID. So what I can do, obviously you can write printf percentile d because this is a integer, and then what I want to print, I want to print this ID. So you cannot directly write ID like this and it will be printed. ऐसा नहीं होगा. What you have to do, you have to write stu.id. You want to access anything inside this structure, you have to access it with the help of this structure variable itself. I want to printf this name, so you will write printf stu.name, then it will be printed. You want to print salary, you have to write stu.salary, and then it will be printed. Just tell me one thing, can I do something like this? Instead of writing or assigning values here, can I assign values directly here? Int ID equals to 10, name equals to Aman, salary equals to whatever. Can I assign it directly inside the structure?
No, sir.
Why no?
Sir, I think because you need to assign a variable name before you can give it its values.
See, think it like a class. Okay, this structure is a general formula. This structure is a general form. This is for a student. This is not only for one student. This is just for a student. हो सकता है यहाँ पे मैं दो structure variable बनाऊं. First structure variable can be student1 and other structure variable can be student2 also. I have created two structure variables. एक नहीं दो बनाए मैंने. तो जैसे क्लासेस के लिए हम लोग डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स बना के हर ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए अलग अलग वैल्यूज असाइन करते थे, राइट? उसी तरह फॉर स्ट्रक्चर्स आल्सो वी कैन क्रिएट डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल्स, और हर स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल को वी कैन असाइन सेपरेट वैल्यूज. फॉर एग्जांपल स्टूडेंट 1 डॉट आईडी सपोज इज 10, स्टूडेंट 2 डॉट आईडी इज सपोज 30, स्टूडेंट 3 डॉट आईडी इज, स्टूडेंट 3 तो नहीं है, दो ही वी हैव ओनली टू वेरिएबल्स. स्टूडेंट 1 डॉट नेम suppose Aman, student 2 dot name say Priya, like this. Okay, so what I am doing, I am creating different structure variables, and to every structure variables I am assigning different values. Okay, अगर आपने यही values दे दी, if you try to give values here, तो ये किस variable के लिए है? For which structure variable this is? Either for 1 or 2. So this is not possible in structures. You cannot assign any values here. That will give you an error in C and C++. Okay, you want to assign values, you create structure variables, और हर structure variable को using dot operator you can assign values. ठीक है? बाकी अगर suppose you want to create 20 structure variables, ठीक है, अब suppose 20 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोर करनी होती तो क्या करते हैं? पहला तरीका तो यही है, लिखो स्टूडेंट 1, स्टूडेंट 2, स्टूडेंट 3, स्टूडेंट 4, you write
array
something
of
like this.
structures
Sorry,
array of structures यूज करेंगे.
yes, है ना, we will use array of structures. अगर 20
Yes.
स्टूडेंट्स है तो ऐसे थोड़ी 20 बार लिखोगे. What you can do, you can create a array of structure variables. You can create a array of structure variables like this. Say stu, कितने स्टूडेंट चाहिए? 20 स्टूडेंट चाहिए. So I can create a structure variable का array like this. अब इसमें वैल्यूज कैसे असाइन करोगे? जैसे array में करते हो, for का लूप चलाओगे i equal to 0 to 19. Okay, suppose I want to insert values for this id. So what I will do, scanf percentile a stu I dot id, इसमें एम्परसेंड के साथ लूंगा पहली वैल्यू. सो stu 0 पे आ जाएगा, मतलब पहले स्टूडेंट के लिए वी विल गेट द वैल्यू फॉर id. देन stu 1, मतलब सेकंड स्टूडेंट के लिए वी विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ id. दिस इज हाउ वी विल स्टोर वैल्यूज फॉर 20 स्टूडेंट्स. इसी तरह नेम के लिए फिर दूसरा लूप चलाएंगे. इफ यू वांट टू स्टोर नेम ऑफ 20 स्टूडेंट्स, यू विल अगेन रन अ लूप फ्रॉम से 0 टू, और फ्रॉम से 1 टू 20. Okay, in this loop again we will do scanf percentile, this string है तो percentile s use कर लेना, और you can use gets function simply directly. You can directly use gets function. ये loop को हटाओ, gets function नहीं, इसके लिए loop लगाना पड़ेगा because there are 20 students. Okay, for this you have to run the loop for I equal to 1 to 20. Inside this you can do scanf. Scanf के अंदर you can write stu of I dot name. This is how you can store name for 20 students, right? हाँ, एक लूप के अंदर भी कर सकते हो, क्यों नहीं कर सकते? यहीं पे कर दो, यहीं पे लिख दो ampersand stu of I dot name. Just for your understanding explanation, I was telling you different loops. You can do in a single loop also. एक ही लूप के अंदर सारे ampersand कर दो, क्या दिक्कत है? Right? बस स्ट्रक्चर्स ये है. अगर यूनियन बनाना है तो स्ट्रक्ट कीवर्ड की जगह यू कैन यूज यूनियन कीवर्ड. डिफरेंसेस आई थिंक यू ऑलरेडी नो. स्ट्रक्चर में क्या होता है? स्ट्रक्चर में टोटल साइज विल बी एडेड. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट, अगर ये स्ट्रक्चर था पहले, तो स्ट्रक्चर का साइज क्या था? सो आईडी 2 बाइट्स, दिस इज 15 बाइट्स, एंड से डबल इज 8 बाइट्स. सो 25 बाइट्स स्ट्रक्चर का साइज था. यूनियन का साइज क्या होगा? इफ दिस वुड हैव बीन अ यूनियन, व्हाट वुड द साइज ऑफ दिस यूनियन? 15 बाइट. जो सबसे बड़ा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर होगा वो. इफ दिस इज अ यूनियन, तो यूनियन में जो सबसे बड़ा डेटा टाइप होगा, जिसका साइज सबसे बड़ा है, वो पूरे यूनियन का साइज होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि इफ दिस इज अ स्ट्रक्चर, सो स्ट्रक्चर में दिस आईडी ऑफ 2 बाइट्स, दिस नेम of 15 bytes, and this salary of 8 bytes, everyone will have a different memory space. ये सबको मेमोरी में अलग अलग स्पेसेस मिलेंगी. So together they will combine 25 bytes. But if this is a union, तो यूनियन में मेमोरी शेयरिंग कैसे होती है? यूनियन में सिर्फ 15 बाइट्स की मेमोरी बनेगी टोटल, जो सबसे बड़ा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है. So at once you can use either 3 of them. तीनों एक साथ यूज नहीं कर पाओगे यूनियन में. इफ यू वांट टू यूज आईडी, सो 15 बाइट्स में से 2 बाइट आईडी ले लेगा. इफ यू वांट टू यूज नेम नाउ, सो 15 पूरा नेम ले लेगा और ये आईडी ओवरराइट हो जाएगा. इफ यू वांट टू यूज सैलरी, सो इन 15 8 बाइट्स विल बी गिवन टू दिस सैलरी और फिर ओवरराइट हो जाएगा. मींस व्हाटएवर यू आर डूइंग, द प्रीवियस वन विल बी overwritten. Okay, this is a basic difference between structure and unions. As such, as a single unit, if you say that structure is a very good data structure, we create a lot of structures. No, we don't create in programming languages. But this structure is needed for other programming languages, as I have told you in the beginning. But before that, tell me what is a self-referential structure. This was your lab program in last class. What is self-referential structure? अच्छा, स्ट्रक्चर में किसी को डाउट है अभी तक? एनी डाउट्स इन स्ट्रक्चर्स? नेक्स्ट लैब में प्रोग्राम करने स्ट्रक्चर यूनियन के बहुत ही छोटे छोटे से बेसिक प्रोग्राम्स, यही सब बनाना है बस. वी डोंट यूज यूनियंस, बताया तो मंशा. ओके, समटाइम्स वी डोंट हैव दैट मच स्पेस, है ना, कि 25 बाइट की स्पेस फ्री हो हमारे सिस्टम में. बट वी वांट टू क्रिएट हेटेरोजेनियस डेटा टाइप्स. वी डोंट हैव 25 बाइट्स फ्री, बट वी वांट टू क्रिएट हेटेरोजेनियस डेटा टाइप्स. तो क्या ऑप्शन बचा? यूनियन ही बचा. You cannot use structure because you don't have 25 bytes free. But you want to use heterogeneous data types, so you cannot use arrays also. So the only option you have, you are left with is unions. Okay, and sometimes people prefer to overwrite also, so that the latest, as per your code, which code or which program you are solving, it depends sometimes. But generally we will be using them to create other data structures, जिसकी बात अभी करेंगे. First tell me what is a self-referential structure quickly, everyone. अरे लैब का प्रोग्राम था ना लास्ट टाइम. पता है नहीं पता, वो जल्दी इतना बता दो.
I don't know, sir.
लैब में प्रोग्राम्स नहीं किए क्या आप लोगों ने लास्ट टाइम पीपीएल में?
सर ये वाला नहीं किया. I don't know, पहली बार सुन रहे हैं ये वाला.
डायनेमिक मेमोरी एलोकेशन भी आई थिंक तुम लोगों ने बोला था, पहली बार सुन रहे हो.
yeah.
अरे सारे तो आपके लैब के प्रोग्राम थे. चलो व्हाटएवर. सी, सेल्फ रेफरेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर का मतलब होता है, सपोज आई क्रिएट अ स्ट्रक्चर लाइक दिस, स्ट्रक्ट स्टूडेंट. इनसाइड द स्टूडेंट आई हैव इंट आईडी, I have char name. Inside this structure, now listen to me carefully. If inside this structure I create a pointer of this structure type, I create a pointer of this structure type. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? Pointer जब आपने पढ़ा होगा, you have heard, I can create a integer pointer like this. This pointer will point to a integer. इसका मतलब ये है, I can create a character pointer like this. It means this pointer will point to a char value. I can create a float pointer like this. This means this pointer can point a float value. ये तो पता है सबको. जिस टाइप का पॉइंटर क्रिएट करोगे, the pointer will point to that data type only. Now here I am saying I will create a pointer of the structure type. कोई इंटीजर या कैरेक्टर पॉइंटर नहीं. I will create a pointer of the structure type. तो अगर int का पॉइंटर ऐसे बनाते थे, char का पॉइंटर we used to create like this. So how we will create the structure pointer? We will create the structure pointer using struct keyword only. Struct, इसी स्ट्रक्चर का पॉइंटर बनाना है, स्टूडेंट स्ट्रक्चर का ही. सो स्ट्रक्ट स्टूडेंट, सपोज पॉइंटर का नाम है स्टार पॉइंटर. दिस इज हाउ आई कैन क्रिएट अ पॉइंटर फॉर दिस स्ट्रक्चर. ये समझ आया सबको? ऐसे ही क्यों बनाएंगे? क्योंकि ऐसे ही बनाते हैं. देखो, इंटीजर पॉइंटर बनाना है सो यू क्रिएट लाइक दिस. कैरेक्टर पॉइंटर बनाना है तो यू क्रिएट लाइक दिस. तो अगर स्ट्रक्चर पॉइंटर बनाना है इसी टाइप के स्ट्रक्चर का, तो ऐसे बनाओगे, स्ट्रक्ट स्टूडेंट और जो भी पॉइंटर का नाम है, राइट? Now self-referential structure का मतलब होता है, if in a structure you have a structure pointer that points to this structure itself. Self-referential structure, ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर जो खुद को ही रिफर कर रहा हो, self-referential structure. So इसका मतलब ये है, ये कुछ ऐसा दिखेगा. This student will now look something like this. Inside this student, I have ID, I have name, and I have a pointer P जो कि इसी स्ट्रक्चर को पॉइंट कर रहा है ऐसे. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सेल्फ रेफरेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर. ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर जो खुद को ही रिफर कर रहा हो. बहुत इसकी डिटेलिंग की जरूरत नहीं है, बट इफ यू think just now, next data structure we are going to see is linked list. Linked list, I have told you in the beginning, looks something like this. We will have a list like this. In the list there will be two parts. In the first part I will store some data. In the second part, the second part will point to the second list. In the second list also, the first part will have some data and the second part will point to other list. If you see this part carefully, if you see a list carefully, इसको थोड़ा zoom करो. You zoom this out. I am saying I am creating a list. In the list, the first part is a data and the second part is a link or a pointer to the next list. क्या ये कुछ सेल्फ रेफरेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर जैसा नहीं है, जिसमें आप एक आईडी, एक डेटा भी स्टोर कर रहे हो और एक पॉइंटर स्टोर कर रहे हो जो किसी और लिंक को पॉइंट कर रहा है या किसी और लिस्ट को पॉइंट कर रहा है? Isn't this something like this self-referential structure only, जिसमें कुछ डेटा है और एक पॉइंटर निकला हुआ है?
Yes, sir.
राइट, सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू यूज फॉर लिंक लिस्ट. ठीक है, इसको फिर से पढ़ेंगे, इसका क्या यूज होता है. इट्स वेरी इजी. ठीक है, लिंक लिस्ट इज जस्ट मोर देन कोडिंग, इट जस्ट योर you can say topic clearance or imagination, you can say. Okay, very easy, very interesting also. Okay, and very important also. Linked list is a data structure which you will be using a lot in your algorithms. ओके, सो इसके बारे में और बात करेंगे. सेल्फ रेफरेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर से रिलेटेड जो भी कुछ होगा वी विल डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास इटसेल्फ. सो in your module 1 we have one last topic, that is time and trade complexity. उसके लिए I will be uploading a asynchronous lecture by today. I will mail you also this week. Watch it, and from next Monday onwards we will start the link list. ठीक है, कोई डाउट है किसी को, पूछना है कुछ? When is your lab? I think B15 की lab में ले रहा हूँ. Who's taking lab for B16? Richa ma'am. Okay. So I think B15 की lab is on Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay, so everyone, thank you. We'll meet next week.